All right. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Ayok TV. We are live from Ayok Studios in Nawitrong. And this evening, we are inviting you to our conversation around water matters. And of course, as you may be aware, we've had this conversation for a long time, not in the live TV, but on the, offline. And today, I want us to delve deeper into this conversation. And we are bringing to you one of the experts who understands in and out about water. Turkana County is a land of resilience, and people who have learned to live, move, and survive in one of the hardest climate in our country. And here, water is not just a resource, it is life, dignity, and peace, and also a livelihood. From pastoral families searching for pasture to mothers and children walking long distances for a jerrycan of water, the story of Turkana is deeply connected to water. Where it comes from and how it is shared and how it is sustained. Today, we open an important conversation on water connectivity services in Turkana, not just from the view of the infrastructure, but from the science, sustainability, and the future of our communities. To help us understand this better, we are joined by an hydrologist, someone who understands how water moves beneath and above our land and what it means for our survival today and in generations to come. Ladies and gentlemen, join our guest tonight. This is none other than Engineer JOHANA EKUWOM. Karibu sana, Engineer.
Thank you very much, Emmanuel.
Yes.
I'm glad to be in this show.
Yeah.
To discuss matters to do with water.
Yeah.
And it's an honor that you've accorded to me.
Yes, Auntie.
So let's
roll the.
Yeah, let's go in.
Thank you. And from the introduction you've had, there are some of the key things we've highlighted. People walking long distances, with jerrycans, children and mothers, under the scorching sun, walking for long distances to fetch water, which is a basic necessity. Engineer, before we get there, I want you to first, how has been the year to you?
It's 2026 is a year of opportunities. 2026 is a year of doing the deep dive in terms of creating opportunities and ensuring everybody has access to basically water. It's been a good year for me. I thank God for it. Thanks.
Oh, perfect. It's always good to start from the right note, from the best foot. And just to move ahead, Engineer, the reason as to why we are here, we are here to discuss one very important issue, which is so basic to everybody in the world, not just to Turkana. It's been 60 years of national government, of governments, and it has been also 60 years of NGOs, non-governmental organizations in Turkana, and let's say about 15 years since devolution came to existence. The issue of water has been a major concern for the people of Turkana. And up to now, even as we speak, water has been a concern. So where is the problem? Why hasn't this matter been, solved in the past 60 years? And why is it so hard for governments to settle this matter up to date? Karibu, Engineer.
That's a difficult question. 60 years is way above my age bracket.
Okay.
I'm slightly below 60. Basically, this is for Turkana and the context Turkana. It's better that we just align to to the county.
Okay.
Turkana is one of the largest counties in the country.
The second after Marsabit.
Marsabit, I think, is just because of the land area.
And
if we look at Turkana, we are talking about almost over and above 95% as arid. And this is quite a difficult discussion to go into why 60 years of since independence, why we don't have access to water, and issues like why has it not been done. As we all know, historically there are issues to do with people always talk about sessional paper number, something to do with that marginalized this county. So basically Turkana is one of that was typically marginalized.
Okay.
And given that over and above 90% of its land is arid, we only have two perennial rivers, that's Takol River and Kerio, where our livelihoods, which is surface water. And if you look at the population in Turkana, over the years it's been rapidly growing. And that means pressure on the little water resources that we have. If we talk about the key or the main source of water for Turkana communities, we are talking of groundwater.
Okay.
And for we to access this groundwater, you definitely have to put in infrastructure, which has been very expensive, to mobilize equipment across the country to get into Turkana, given that just the other day we got a full tarmac road, which makes life easier.
Yeah.
But before that, we had that challenge. And that means that translated into very high costs of drilling. And hence, not every area had access to drilling equipment. And that definitely translates into how to get access. Governments have tried their best. They've tried to drill a number of boreholes before, and even now I'm aware that the county government even acquired rigs to do that. But that does not, given the vastness of the county and the remoteness of some of these villages where communities live in, it is quite difficult to get the rigs there, and hence we are likely not to have achieved the best. But I appreciate what the county government has done for the last 15 years. The first 10 years was very difficult, but they managed to at least do something, though it's still difficult. And the other challenge that will definitely, given Turkana is on the rift, there are aspects of salinity, and this is rampant, and the lack of proper hydrogeological data within, so that drillers can be able to map the right locations for drilling for fresh water. So most of the boreholes you end up having saline boreholes, and that definitely complicates access. So we not say 60 years nothing has been done. Something has been done, but not enough.
Okay. I would want us to focus much on the quality of water and much more integrities around the safety of water. But my concern around that question was about what has been able to be done within that time, because I understand, governments pump a lot of resources into this, and we know national government before, when devolution came, a lot of money then was pumped. We say, out of 11 billion, and then plus the equalization fund, which goes again to this basic necessity. So you have been into this thing for quite some time, and you understand this terrain very well. Maybe you can talk to us about what is achievable, what could have been achievable within those 60 years.
Thanks, Emmanuel.
Yeah.
This is quite technical and somehow a very difficult conversation to have. We may not conclude on the water quality conversation here, But some of the small things, small doable actions that would be focused in this scenario. One of the key things that is lacking in Turkana County and in our departments is reliable data. Water quality data for our groundwater within the county is not properly documented. This requires quick actions needs to be done to establish a repository for water quality, and this goes into policy direction. The county government needs to establish a proper data acquisition mechanism, and this is a strategy they need to focus. A few years ago, there was talk of having a water quality laboratory within Lodwar, because Turkana County has been depending on laboratories in Eldoret, Nakuru, Kisumu, and Nairobi. And if you look at that, it's just translating to data information being exported elsewhere. And at the end of the day, we do not have our own repository. So drillers are not in a position to map well our groundwater situation based on salinity and issues to do with where you should not drill, where you should drill. Because once you've drilled and you find saline systems, that's already an investment gone bad. And what solution you only have for that is to develop a reverse osmosis system, which is damn expensive. So in reality, small doable actions.
Is the reverse osmosis system
that is desalination. Yeah, that's desalination, and it's very expensive. But technology is dynamic, and recently and within these timelines in our lives, we are able now to even have solar desalination systems, and now that improves and brings out hope for our saline boreholes in Turkana. We could, the county government could start now looking into how to solarize our saline boreholes with the reverse osmosis plants. All that is required in that scenario is we need to have proper data collection. We need to do water quality testing regimes and data collected and utilized to inform proper planning. And this is where the gap is in Turkana.
Okay. It is good that you are pointing out where the areas where maybe stakeholders should look into.
Yeah.
But I also believe these things have been discussed, before. And maybe there could be a challenge somewhere.
It goes back to policy direction, leadership, technical capacity of our institutions. If for organizations that are private or non-government organizations, it just requires the county to develop those policy directions and instruct or guide these organizations that this is what we want for the projects you do. Let there be a standard of what is required, and ensuring if it's drilling boreholes, let's have the right technical people to do. Let our boreholes be supervised during drilling by specialists in hydrogeology. Let the drillers be guided by the hydrogeologists as they drill. It's not just the art of drilling a borehole. There is more to drilling and finding the right water, because our aquifers, if they are properly mapped, which it's not yet done very well in Turkana, but there is a national government program. I know they're working on aspects to do with mapping of aquifers in Turkana. It's once you have a good hydrogeologist supervising drilling of these wells, it is possible to isolate saline aquifers and drill into fresh aquifers. So it's possible. It only requires a mechanism in place, and our government, the Turkana County government, needs to put in more resources into this aspect.
Yeah, engineer, you know, I am not an hydrologist.
Yeah,
Some of these things I may want to be explained in layman's language.
That's fine.
So, like, what do you mean when you say our aquifers are not properly done?
Not properly done.
Yes.
When I told what I was actually talking about here is mapping our aquifers and mapping. Basically, an aquifer is an underground source of water. So the aquifers were properly mapped. We know you are aware of Napu as an aquifer. You know of Lotikipi, which was highly profiled. You know of Kachoda and others. But now, if you ask a driller, is he aware that if he drills, like, take an example just outside your studio, if you want to drill a borehole, who advises you? Do you just rush to get a contractor to drill the borehole for you, or you have to get a qualified hydrogeologist who will come and conduct some studies for you? And once he has conducted the studies, he needs to supervise the drilling. And now, as he drills, there are aspects within the ground that you'll find water at different levels, which a hydrogeologist has the knowledge and skills to advise you will get water at this level. But that same hydrogeologist needs to map the quality of water as they drill. And that's where most of us we've been drilling, because you drill, you find so much water, and you stop drilling at that point, and maybe that's a saline aquifer.
So what are you supposed to do? You are supposed to go deep down.
Now, if you had engaged a qualified hydrogeologist to conduct your study, he is going to advise you, should you go down, should you go, he would have mapped different aquifers on the ground. And that's the possibilities of, if the first aquifer was saline, they just seal off that aquifer and you continue drilling. So whatever you are likely to get will be good quality. And if it's still saline and it's economically feasible for you to install a reverse osmosis system to desalinate, then that is the way to go.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will come there on the costs of, you know, probable any expected cost for desalination for maybe, you know, an individual or a private, for an individual residence maybe.
Okay.
So now I want us to talk about the abandoned boreholes.
Okay.
In Turkana. I was checking a report that in Loima alone, we have about 200 and something boreholes that are not operational at the moment. And going into specifics, Naipa, the people of Naipa the other day, they were complaining of a borehole, which is their main source of you know, water. And which has turned to be very saline and even affecting, you know, locals. And you could hear them saying, inasumbua pia wazee, yani imewafanya wamekuwa wagonjwa. Now, I want you to speak to me about at what time does those bores turn to be saline, you know, assuming in the first place they were okay, yeah? Then at what point does a certain borehole just turned out to be saline and usable for residents?
It goes back to my earlier conversation. Initial mapping, initial hydrogeological studies of the area.
Yeah.
Over the years, we are facing issues to do with climate variabilities.
Okay.
And this is definitely affecting our groundwater because groundwater definitely has to come from somewhere. That when you are in high school or primary, you should have read the hydrological cycle. So definitely this water that we are depending on in Turkana is definitely coming from somewhere. So it's just water moving below the ground. And due to climate change, this needs a scientific study and research, but somehow it's coming out very clearly now that climate change is affecting our boreholes. What happens? The water table goes below. Definitely movement under the ground. The little that is moving under the ground goes through rock systems, which are mineralized. And if the water moving is less because of where the highlands, where most likely we have rains and stuff, there is reduced rainfall. That means it translates at the end of the day to very little water moving on the ground. And now when it comes to your borehole, definitely there are some boreholes that you find the water levels have gone down and the salinity goes high. So what is required here, if we have data, what is lacking, these boreholes needs to be monitored often, more on a monthly basis or more, let's say, on a quarterly basis. Take water samples, take them to the lab, keep up your records. Over time, you'll definitely model a water quality model for that, and it will give you can be able to predict the issues with your borehole. But now you see, like now what you're talking about, NIPA, first things that would, if I was to go and answer those questions you're talking about to the communities, I would first ask, do we have a water quality data over a period of time, so that I can be able to answer from an informed technical aspect that this is the trend this borehole has been having. But you see, like now, most likely if you ask about the water quality data for that borehole, it's not there. So there is no informed, I'll just give you a speculated conversation. I'll tell you maybe the water level went down, issues like that. But, this is something that our county government needs to emphasize on. We need good data. We need good information. Let's have the right people working in the right offices and doing the right things, so that we can be speaking from an informed point of view. Because let's not utilize the opportunity of just speaking broadly, but specifically to ascertain what is the cost. Like now there's need to know what has cost the water, the salinity to move so high. There's need to establish if it's the water levels going down. The Water Resources Authority which is a national function here, has an office in Lodo. I believe the office is at the Ministry of Water. But if you go for that kind of data, they'll tell you, we would wish to collect data, but we do not have resources to get there. And you see, the county government, on the other hand, focuses on water access to communities. It's about drilling boreholes. Let's ensure this community A, community B has a borehole, because the communities are asking for boreholes, and that's their right. But now, who has that other mandate to ensure these boreholes are well monitored? It should not be left to the communities only. It should be more of a collective responsibility.
Yeah, I have so many questions that I keep on pushing ahead.
That's okay.
But
just ask.
That one is for, I'll ask later. When a borehole is abandoned, going to specifics, when the borehole is abandoned, then now you've explained the issue of data and what have you, and this. What happens? It is abandoned and declared abandoned. So what really needs to be done to salvage the situation? What really needs to be done? as a primary,
a quick action.
Yeah. Action.
So for such a scenario, solutions, there are definitely solutions.
Yeah.
But the solutions are labor intensive, definitely. Resource requires a lot of resources. And the Department of Water, if because livelihoods are affected here, the Department of Water needs to step in and quickly assess, do a quick water quality assessment for the borehole, establish why and who has plugged it, if it's plugged and it's not to be used by anyone.
Okay.
And the public health department also needs to guide on the discussions that once they drink, there are issues to do, they're having UTIs, that's urinary tract infections. There is need to check on that water quality and establish what exactly is the problem. And once you establish what is the problem, it's easy to find solutions.
Okay.
And the solutions are basically, if the salinity is high, introduce a solar reverse osmosis system, desalinate the water, and let the community point here. Reverse osmosis systems require a lot of maintenance. Okay. Put in before a reverse osmosis system that costed about 20 to 30 million. Yeah. Yeah. 20 to 30 million. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's very interesting. Now, we are now getting into the specifics. Engineer.
That's fine, that's fine.
Engineer, what I wanted us to delve in like that one now, because issues are individual sometimes. So, comparing that now, the desalination plant, you are talking about the one that serves a community. The Lomelo one is how many members of the community?
It's about 4,000 people.
4,000 people.
Yeah.
Okay. So when you go towards Loima, the Runa Pekar, I pointed out there are 4 boreholes. There are 4 boreholes. One by the county government. The other one, I guess, with Oxfam. Then there's another one with Diocese of Lodo, and then all of these boreholes are abandoned. Yeah.
Approach. You may insinuate that these boreholes have been abandoned because of, let's say, salinity. And when you go and you send a technical person on the ground, you'll be so shocked it's not a saline situation. It may be something else.
Okay.
So there is need to have proper involvements and community engagements and consultations to basically look into solutions.
Yeah.
You mentioned the Diocese of Lodo, and I would like to acknowledge that the Diocese of Lodo has done tremendous work in Turkana, especially on water. And I want to be very specific, not just the infrastructure, but the maintenance aspect that touches on sustainability of these projects. Most what the diocese is doing is quite commendable, because the Diocese of Lodo already has a team, a good team,
technical team
that engages communities on maintenance and sustainability of their projects. And communities are involved in aspects to do with let me use the word water insurance. When you're driving your car, you definitely have to pay for insurance. You don't expect an accident, but you are taking care of yourself if there is an accident. So for water, we also need the same situation.
Okay.
These boreholes are mechanical. They will fail. They're electrical. They will have a problem with electricity. With solar systems will fail. We need to replace them. Our communities need to be taught about that. Our communities need to be told of an issue on water insurance. They need to pay for water. Our communities do not pay for water. It has been a common service and a free service. And it complicates. And I'm just responding on this because you've just mentioned abandoned boreholes.
Yeah.
If you dig into all that, you'll realize it's just a small issue that has failed, and nobody is willing to pay for it. The walking distance from the community to the river, for them, they're lucky they're closer to Tackle River. How about someone in Lokipoto, if their borehole fails? And now, why I'm mentioning that, if you go to communities in Lokipoto, in Turkana West, where they do not have River Takwel just flowing around, they take care of their projects. They register, they join into a sustainability scheme with the Diocese of Lodwar, which is it's a unique system, and it's working, and it's really resolving issues to do with access to water for communities. So I would advocate, before all is said and done, it's good to have the Department of Water Services check on these boreholes, establish what is the issue. If it's about engaging with the communities to determine how to resolve the matter, because I advocate for community involvement. I advocate for communities to participate in managing their water resources. I advocate for communities to be informed of the importance of paying for water. Because once they are informed, I believe our communities are ready to pay. Because it is their livelihood.
Yeah. So in short, you're saying there have been no, community awareness and enlightenment on matters to do with water, and what is
not really. No, that's not the right wording. People, organizations. I've worked with some of the NGOs. There is that informing the communities that it's important to pay for water, it's important to be part of the project. But there is need for concerted effort by I would say the county government. Let it be the priority role. I know it's not an easy task, especially in a community that has been marginalized for long. Infrastructure is expensive. And our communities now, because you elected me, will push you to deliver. And once they push you to deliver, you will deliver. Let's say a borehole and a pipeline system. But what is never looked into is that sustainability of that project. So you'll find so many boreholes have been drilled. Once the mechanical system breaks down, within the community, there is no technical person. The technical person is based in Lodwar. You have to drive all the way to Kibish to repair a borehole. If you look at the investment cost to drive from here all the way to Kibish, if you look at that cost, you'd better just buy a new drill another borehole. It's that expensive because of the logistics and all that. Yeah.
With you some
so there is need to build capacity. Now, since we have devolved system, let's build capacity of the sub-counties. Let's have a fully fledged water technical team at the sub-counties and based at the sub-counties. Because take an example, as we speak, yesterday I was watching on Facebook, and I saw a community in Kakiteitei, in Suguta Valley. The community are protesting that their borehole failed, broke down, and no one has been able to get there to help. You see, this is a role the county government water services department needs to do. But now, because of capacity, because of logistics, maybe vehicles and all that, security is also a situation. You find there is no technical person on the ground to support that community. So there is need for the county to sit down and refocus on what they really need to do. Build capacity, employ technical officers, make them settle down within the sub-counties to sort out these issues. Because if you don't have technical people on the ground, then our boreholes will continue failing. Our communities do not have capacity to sort that electrical fault or check if what the pump is, what the issue is. So what happens? The communities will not have access to water for a period of time until when help would come. Like I know Kakitaitei now is going through such a situation. There was Parkati a few years later, and many other areas within Turkana where it's not accessible.
Okay.
So it's key for the county government to step in.
Okay, I like when you're citing some references. You're giving case studies.
Yeah, I've vastly traveled within this county. I've developed rural water supplies from Lokipoto, Loreng in the west, down in towards Lotikipi, Kibish, Noarengak. I've moved around.
Okay.
And currently I'm doing some work in Suguta Valley.
Okay. Yeah. Interesting. Engineer, you have spoken about, breaking down or maybe regionalizing services, water services. And you understand, like a year ago, the county government established 3 companies. And that is Tuwasco, and then there is also Ruasco, and then Kalwasco. For the Kalwasco, that one operates around the area of Kakuma, Turkana West, and Letia. Then we have Tuwasco, that is within Turkana Central, and then Tuwasco for urban, and then Tuwasco for rural. So, and when we talk about rural, these are areas classified as outside the urban areas. So, what will you say about establishment of those companies, and what they should consider as a priority when they when undertaking their day-to-day activities?
This was the most noble idea. It is, by the time they were setting up these companies, we were long overdue. It had taken it had taken us as a county so long, because other counties or other areas in the country set up their water companies long before, and they put in infrastructure and ensured everything is in place. For Turkana to set up the rural company and also the urban companies, that's a very welcome idea, because now this brings water services to the people.
Closer to the people.
For Lodwar, we had a long time had the Loasco, and now the urban company now brings in more of let me say, it expounds and appreciates what Loasco had done. So what the county, and this is very critical, the county needs now to fast track resources to these companies, build their capacity very fast, because we are way behind. I know of Nakuru Rural Company, which is well established, has ensured communities in Nakuru from the rural setups have access to piped water supplies, treated and clean. Turkana, we have not had that opportunity. And by setting up these companies now, I know the last government had planned to do it, but did not finalize. But the current government has already actualized it. So it's time for this current government to put in resources to this company, get the right people, borrow from other counties that have already successfully managed, and build water supplies for Turkana. Because to be very honest, I can't say we have a proper water supply system in Turkana, a proper water supply for Lodwar town. A few years ago, before devolution, we used to have the water treatment system up in Nakwamikwi, somewhere around there. They used to treat water. Our taps had fresh water. But that by that time, that was back in 2001, the population of Lodwar was so small, and it was working very well. And over time, the population has either doubled or tripled in Lodwar. So there is need to redo the master plan for Lodwar. I know this has been discussed. I know plans have been put in place. Can that be actualized, especially with development of the Napua aquifer? A few years ago, Rift Valley Water Services Board drilled several boreholes in Napu, but we are not seeing the fruits of that. And that is basically not that we do not have the water below the ground, but the infrastructure in place needs to be improved. Yeah.
So what do you mean when you say that the county government should pump more resources to those companies?
Yes.
So what specific are you talking about?
You see,
Like if you can actually highlight some of the key
to be
things
able
that-
to establish these water companies, there is need to, I know now there is a board, and I appreciate the board that was elected or appointed by the governor.
Yeah.
It's a very good board. I have a colleague who is a board member of the urban water supply in Lodo. I know the rural one also is managed with very, very experienced persons. There is need, when I say resources,
Yeah.
there is need to have proper budgets set up during the budget process, put into these companies for infrastructure, for planning, for developing mega water access lines. Let's not continue focusing on the small distribution systems that we already are doing. Let's focus on looking at Lodwar. If it's for Lodwar, let's look at implement budget system that puts resources that will develop a water supply system for Lodwar and design for 50 years, design for 25 years, not quick fix situations where we're only fixing a problem within Narewa, a problem within Namarile, a problem within Nakwamekwi. Let's look at Lodwar as a hub,
entity of itself.
yes, and ensure whatever we are designing for Lodwar, map all the water sources for Lodwar, pull them together, treat this water for us, ensure we are drinking treated water, because we are drinking water directly from a borehole. It's pumped from a borehole into a tank and distributed.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that it's not good quality, but let's have a water treatment team that monitors that and keeps records of what are you supplying to the population of Lodwar. For rural communities, give enough resources so that water resources users associations, we have those water users associations. In the act that formed these companies, it was well articulated that the county will ensure they have established water users associations and ensure they have resources to manage these water projects there, that the county is investing a lot. If all that is done, we are likely to reduce the dependency by a good percentage. Yeah.
Yeah, you've spoken extensively about now, about the plans for water, proper water, accessibility and connectivity within Lodwar town, and that was bringing us to my next question, which was about now. This time, I don't want us to delve into the entire county. Let's narrow ourselves now to Lodwar town. You have been here, and you have been here, and you understand this issue of water, outage, shortage, and rationing has been, a routine thing. Has been a routine thing in Lodwar, and the municipality. And you have correctly said that way back when the population was around or even below 2,000, let's say somehow people could access water easily, but now it's becoming even so hard for a place to have water, even for an entire week. Now, what can be done to ensure Lodwar town or Lodwar municipality is fully covered. We know, I was discussing with someone about, he was asking me how long, how deep should you go in Turkana to, when you are putting a borehole. So how deep will you go to get water? So I told him sometimes roughly 40 meters or 60 meters, sometimes, or even 100 meters. But he told me Nairobi, you can go even 300 meters down, but Nairobi with a population of over 4 million people, entire Nairobi is covered. What becomes a problem for Lodwar municipality with a population of 300,000 people? Hakuna maji, engineer. And we have very bright people like you here.
No, it's not about being bright.
Yes.
It's about governance,
yes,
and financing. To be blunt on this matter, Lodwar has enough water resource for this population.
Okay.
What is just lacking is proper planning. Everybody now is drilling a borehole in his plot. It's not monitored. It's not, basically no one is monitoring that. And that will definitely have an impact at some point. Because if the boreholes are not monitored, the boreholes, everybody is drilling everywhere. Most of those boreholes, as I said earlier, are not properly supervised.
Jenny, I'm not talking about individual boreholes.
No, I'm heading there. Okay. I'm heading there. Okay, I'm just trying to have a broader perspective on Lodwar. And if you look at, take an example, if you look at we just have Takwel River flowing here. It's fresh water. But most of the boreholes or the sources of water in Lodwar are tapped somehow from the river system. So it's the river system that is replenishing our groundwater supply here. So what is lacking in Lodwar? It's not about the resource. It's about proper planning, design of infrastructure, water infrastructure, and incorporating the population. Because in engineering, when you're designing for water supply, we look into the population and we project the population based on 10 years, you design for 10 years, you design for 15 years, then you design for ultimate, which is about 50 years. So and I'm not saying it's not been done. If you go to our departments here, you look, there is very good plans, but have they been implemented? We need to change the mindset and change our approach from issue-based implementation to a broader overview. Look at implementing a water supply system for Lodwar to serve the population. And if you look at that aspect, so far our sewerage system in Lodwar, it's been planned. You know, it was several governments have tried to plan it, but it's not been implemented. One of the key things I may suspect that is causing that no implementation, besides the huge investment for that, is because you can't implement, you can't bring in a water supply system with a sewerage system where the water supply within the town is not reliable. You need a reliable water supply system, properly planned town. You well know our town has gaps in our access routes, service lanes are not there. So those are impending issues that is somehow compounding delivery of this service. It may not be leadership. It may be because this has not been done. And once you want to do it, what happens? So the proper design of the system can be on paper, but it's not been
implemented.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to imagine the costs Could the cost be an
it's
issue?
massive.
Uh,
Yeah, but we have a devolution system.
yes.
We have the national government, what we call economic stimulus programs, or what the president always does. It is happening in other counties. I can cite a project in Baringo. It's about a 100-kilometer pipeline. Water is being delivered to Nakuru town from a place called Eldama Ravine, and through a 12-inch pipe. I've not seen any pipeline in Turkana beyond 6 inches. So if it's happening in other counties, and it's national government plans, so our leaders from the county, not county assembly, the members of parliament, and
because the water is not a fully function.
These are people who need to lobby for the people of Turkana, because to be very frank, we do not have a mega water supply in Turkana, which I'm seeing in Nyeri, I'm seeing in Kisumu, I've implemented a few elsewhere.
So where does Nairobi get all that?
Nairobi gets its water from Murang'a. It's a distance
Murang'a.
from Dakaini Dam, from Sasumua Dam. These are dams that have been implemented by the national government, and huge 12-inch, 16-inch pipelines delivering water to the populations in Nairobi. Nairobi is about 5-10 million people now. So Lodwar town, as if we have really grown, we should be talking of about 100,000. It's possible. Even piping water from Takwel Dam to Lodwar here, it's possible.
It can be easy.
But we need leadership, we need governance, we need proper planning. And as always, nothing will happen without resources being pumped into it. So something has to be done from that angle.
Okay.
Yeah.
So engineer, Napu water aquifer. So what is the capacity?
Napu was mapped a few years ago. They were talking of about 50 million cubic. That's, I don't know how to put it into your common language, because 1 cubic meter of water is 1,000 liters. So if you can multiply into 50 million or something like that, but that's not the actual figure, which needs to be verified. But Napu has the capacity to support Lodwar and its population today, 10 years today and later. All that also needs to be done. There is so much that needs to be talked about in terms of stewardship, in terms of conservation. We need to sensitize our communities, both upstream and downstream, that there is need to protect. If you go to Napu now, there is a few years ago, before the aquifer was declared, there were no settlements there. But if you go there now, you find people have drilled, people have built, people are drilling boreholes on their plots, and all that, not bad, but will definitely have an impact on the water resource in Napu. Yeah.
Well, okay. I'm getting a lot of reactions from the members of the public, and I like the fact that they are really enjoying the program, and I can see Tinted King there following so closely, Zawadi EKWAM, Sibitar John, Lomongin Johnson, Kaka Joseph. You know, I am seeing so many people, and some are even sending me on my private, privately, engaging me privately about the conversation that is ongoing. And someone, Anasema Komba, and I really like what is mentioned about right people working in the right offices. Asante sana. In case you have any question, of course we'll be sampling them at the end of our program. So keep them sending. Share your what you think, your opinion, any question you may want us to ask Engineer Jonah. Kindly feel free, because we are even halfway of our program, and when we get close to the end, we will be able to read your comments. So Engineer, I want us to talk about now how safe is water, how safe is safe. When we say you know, people should, you know, consume, save and wasemaje maji mazuri yani safe water and clean. How safe is safe? I'm doing that question in context to what you said about people drilling their boreholes, and also citizens should take responsibility of paying for this water.
Okay.
What if in the case where maybe a government facility like that one, people are receiving or maybe are consuming toxic or maybe water, saline water, and they happen to to get some infections like you in your mesema, yeah. So how safe is safe, and who takes responsibility when citizens or people or a community suffers from the same water?
How safe is safe? That's a public health question. It's more free of pathogens.
Okay.
Free of any harmful minerals within that can cause harm. And all this, how do you mitigate on such issues? It goes back to our conversation on establishing a water quality regime, ensuring our projects, water supply is monitored appropriately, and ensuring if there is any pathogens in water, water must be treated. And this is the responsibility of the Water Services Department, who is now, in our case here, we have Turuasco and we have Tuasco, which is the urban and the rural. So it's the mandate falls squarely on them in ensuring that access to water and it's safe for human, and also we bring in our livestock. We don't just provide water that has any issues. And when you talk about our livestock, or if there are aspects on the water quality and being groundwater, being depended upon solely in Turkana, there is really need to monitor our groundwater. When it comes to everyone drilling a borehole and what quality, also that the national government, Water Resources Authority, WRA, has the mandate to ensure that happens. And Kenyans, or every human being has access to clean, safe drinking water. There is a risk of, when so many people drill boreholes, there is a risk of intrusion. Intrusion is, let's say you have drilled a borehole here, and your neighbor has a borehole, and another neighbor here also has a borehole. You've drilled yours at 70 meters, drilled theirs at 40 meters, drilled theirs at, let's say, 90, and with different water qualities from each of these boreholes. So there is a risk of intrusion from other boreholes into your borehole. So you may also find that as a risk. That we call it groundwater intrusion. So that's also a very critical thing that needs, and that's why I mentioned there is need to, in these departments, to ensure you have the right people who are technically capable, who can implement policies that have been put in place.
Okay.
Yeah, because all we are talking about, it's not new. They are all documented. They are all. We have World Health Standards. We have Kenya Water Drinking Standards, which must be monitored. But if we lack that, that means we are at risk. Even what we are drinking from the bottles, how sure are you that it's safe? And safe water is not just clear water.
So the color might deceive.
Color is a component of water quality. We measure color also. Okay. There's a standard for color in the water treatment, so it's important.
Okay, very interesting. Yeah, so you are telling me there is policy issue which has not been taken into consideration. Either, are those local bylaws or policies that are national related? Because when you talk of regulating, individuals in Turkana from drilling boreholes just randomly, and water treason is an offense, right?
Let me just highlight this for public information.
Yes.
In the Water Act in the country, it's been reviewed a number of times, and we now have the Water Act 2019, which has been recently reviewed, and the county government also has the same water regulations, which was passed. The Turkana one was passed in 2019, and it became law in Turkana, and all aspects to do with drilling, to do with water quality, how water services should be governed, is all in an act of parliament, an act of our assembly here. So it's not, that's why I said it's not new.
Okay.
All this is well documented.
So enforcement
is definitely the challenge.
Okay.
And now let me take you to the issue of boreholes. Boreholes or drilling falls under the Water Resources Authority. You cannot drill a borehole without a drilling permit. You have to get authorizations from the Water Resources Authority. If you have a borehole in your place and it's not registered under the Water Resources Authority, then that's an illegality.
Okay.
And it has a penalty, and you can be taken by the government to court, and you'll pay the price of that. Because they also monitor the water quality. You may drill the borehole, the water is not, has compounds that are not safe for human drinking, and that will be shut down by the Water Resources Authority. So it's a thin line between following the law and not following the law.
Okay. Asante sana for that information, because I've also been, thinking of having one.
Yeah.
Kumbe kuna sheria that
Sheria iko. You have to follow the law.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sawa. So what is the status of law TKP? I understand you are familiar with
let me not speak about law TKP because I have no mandate to speak about it. But it's an aquifer. Generally, I did some research there. I drilled, I think, 2 boreholes there. The resource is there.
Okay.
It just requires proper planning. But recently, I think yesterday, I saw the national government Horn of Africa program were advertising a number of exploratory boreholes within the Lotikipi area and some other areas. I appreciate Member of Parliament for Turkana Central, Honorable Namwar, for highlighting the discrepancies in the naming of those boreholes by the national government.
I saw it.
It's a gap that I would also emphasize, that these institutions bypass community involvement and interpretation of names. And what's in a name, it means a lot in communities. So when you publish articles on the media that are not properly done, it lowers the community's dignity. So I appreciate Honorable Namwar's concern on that. So why I'm saying I don't want to talk much about that is because there's a program under the Horn of Africa that is ongoing in the country on aquifers within the whole country. So they're mapping these aquifers. They're redoing most of the work. because initially, you remember, Lotikipi, there were doubts, Lotikipi, but now the Horn of Africa is doing the technical work to bring back that confirmation that the aquifer is and can be economically utilized.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we are just winding up our conversation.
Thank you.
On the issue of on the issue of you spoke about governance. What could be the best approach towards enhancing better governance on water issues? What could be the best approach?
I think all this is aligned more on the policy frameworks. And once our policies are framed properly and implemented, everything works.
Okay.
I don't want to, I'm not a governance expert, but my advice or my guidance is we really need to look into a more dynamic, strategic approach for Turkana. Not, especially for water services, being the pillar of this county, because without water our livestock diminishes, and livestock is our main livelihood. So there is need for our policymakers to really engage the right technical minds, professional minds, so that they can be able to articulate some of these issues well, and they be incorporated into our governance systems to ensure it trickles down to the last person. And just a quick one, other counties are talking about last mile connectivity for water. What is the Turkana vibe? What are our leaders, what are our MCAs doing? Because in Baringo, I know there is a good talk about last mile connectivity. And this is not electricity, this is water access. What is the slogan for Turkana for water access? There is none. It's not about drilling boreholes anywhere. How are we addressing these gaps in governance? Because it's basically, it touches on the governance system. It goes into how do we operate our departments? Do we have enough vehicles? Do we have enough equipment? Are we taking our technical officers for the right trainings? Are they participating in the right training so that they can bring back that knowledge to implement these projects? So those are issues that needs to be addressed. If it's not yet addressed, then it's an opportunity for our leaders to focus on it.
Now I see you're throwing the ball to them now.
It is
all
them.
up to them. Yeah.
It is the leaders. They are our policy makers.
Okay.
They have the hands to the resources.
Okay.
We only have the brains, but we don't have the resources.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you are there, let them engage you.
Yeah.
And you do that.
We are all there.
Okay.
We are a big team.
Yeah. So engineer, during your tenure, for the experience you've had with NGOs that you've worked with, are there times you found that maybe the water base in Turkana has really gone down, and what was the action for you as an hydrologist to ensure at least sustainability, or maybe the situation has been salvaged to the point where nobody could even notice that there is a challenge to water supply?
I can't say I've had the solution.
Yeah.
Or I brought ideas on the table I have in previous engagements. There was a time, you can remember very well, Takwel River was drying up all the time. So one key initiative we took and I remember I was the secretary to a forum that we set up in West Pokot, because we went all the way to the source of Takwel. This is upstream Suam in Mount Elgon, and through a partnership with, and I'll acknowledge the partnership with GIZ, then TALO, then the county government of Trans Nzoia, county government of West Pokot, the county government of Turkana, we formed a task force. Not the government task forces, but we had a forum where we started engaging and looking into the water stewardship of Turkana, like Takwel. And what we were trying to address on that, we were trying to look on the impacts of what is happening upstream. Upstream is where the source is, Mount Elgon, West Pokot, some bits of it, through Takwel Dam, coming down all the way and into Lake Turkana. And we did quite some studies on that. We did a massive hydrological review of River Takwel from upstream, and with support also from KenGen and KAVDA on Takwel Dam. There was very good data that we got on the hydrology of Takwel. Downstream up to Lake Turkana, we were monitoring how Lake Turkana was moving up and down. Friends of Lake Turkana were part of that conversation. And I can somehow confess, despite funding challenges after TALO collapsed and GIZ also moving out of Kenya, Takwel Dam water levels have been rising. And by that, it has translated to a more permanent river system, which we can all confess our Takwel River has not been drying up like it used. Remember the protests? We further conducted with Africa Oil a while back a study called hydrosensors. We're trying to establish how many irrigation systems are on Takwel and how much water each offtake is trying to draw from the river, because that definitely affects, and if it affects the flow, what that means, even boreholes along the river system will dry up and water levels go down. So it's been done. We've done that before through a technical team, and that was very successful. Yeah.
Okay, so now how does the human activities, other like farming along the River Takwel, also affects maybe the...
It does affect. You see, the practice of irrigation, despite how it provides food on the table and for commercial purposes, it needs to be regulated. Because the system, we are just doing flooding, the flood system, our temperatures are very high, definitely. So not all the water that you draw from the river goes into the plant. We may estimate some percentage that goes to the air, and by ending up, you've drawn some percentage from the river. So the water balance definitely changes, and it definitely affects downstream users. Yeah.
On situations where we have experienced maybe floodings and overflows, like taking example of Lake Turkana, there is an overflow that we are currently experiencing. River Takwel for like in 2006, it actually there was an overflow which actually affected livelihoods around there, and even affected the water, what I would say, it affected, infrastructure, water infrastructure in Lodo Town and, that its environment. So in such situations, what is the best way to normalize the situation, or maybe to handle situations after the flood, or maybe
it's not about thanks for that. That goes into there is need for a more detailed flood risk assessment. And this is detailed in hydrology. And based on what we've experienced before, there is need to ensure, and it goes back to monitoring systems. We really need to monitor our river systems. We need to tackle aspects to do with like now what I've told you, there's need to do a flood risk assessment. All these require some, let me use simple language, organized mechanisms to ensure we have access to data, hydrological data, is both historical, current, and when you're planning for the future. Because you are, with that kind of research and assessments, you are able to predict when you are likely to have that scenario, patterns, and you prepare yourself in advance. Because what is happening, we don't really do, we rarely do those kind of assessments. We have no data, we don't know, we cannot, early warning systems, it's good to, there's a, NDMA always shares an early warning systems for droughts, like now there's a
looming drought.
Yeah, a looming drought. We need to look into that kind of work that other agencies are doing. Meteorological department always shares an early warning system for, we'll be expecting this. And then lastly, if you're on the river system, do not construct on the riparian zones. Because what is happening in Lake Turkana is very sad. I remember President Kibaki mentioning about that when he held the first water summit in Elie Springs. And he told people, you need to delineate away from the lake. Allow for access routes, allow for the riparian zones. But we didn't listen. Now look at the damage that is causing. Really, it's happening. President Kibaki predicted this, and it has happened. So there is need to also, and it falls under the Water Resources Authority. Do not construct on the riparian zone. In Takwel, people built next to the river. So when there was a flood, what happened? So we also are at fault as residents.
Okay. Maybe two more questions to go before I read some comments. The second last is about now, when as Turkana community, we are at the center of other international borders. That is, we are the regional borders. We have Ethiopia, Uganda, and what have you. Recently, you heard of an ongoing discussion about the Arctic cluster. And there's a resource sharing agreement that is currently being established among the Arctic community, and this is to actually aid on these communities to integrate and work together, and of course to avert issues to do with conflicts that has been there for quite some time. So water resource or infrastructure has been a key component in this discussion. I don't know, how will this be able to be handled, having a common water resource or infrastructure along the borders that is being shared among these communities? Also, as you handle that, have you heard before communities fighting over a resource like water, and what has been the experience, and how has that been solved?
Resource-based conflicts is a common problem amongst the pastoralist communities. And the search for water and pasture is one key aspect. I'll not go into the other resources that brings conflict. Let me focus on water. Lack of water for a pastoralist in his region will definitely push him to move to where there is water, because animals would have no that sense of such. So the owner has to push it. And that definitely creates conflict. And the cross-border or cross-community project integration is a welcome idea. I've implemented similar projects within the country here. I'm thinking of implementing, if resources allow, to try and mitigate the conflict between the Pokots and the Turkanas on some of the borders for access of water. And developing projects that bring peace-building initiatives is a very key aspect of bringing our communities together. So the aftercare conversation is quite welcomed because of the communities in Loima. When there is a drought, they always cross into Uganda. And you remember a number of Kenyans were arrested a few years ago because of a similar situation, and now it becomes a diplomatic issue. But when this cluster is bringing in this integration, it opens our borders, and it becomes a free walk-in, walk-out, which improves on economy and our livelihoods. So it's a welcome conversation on aftercare. It's one of the best. It's long overdue. It should have been done those accords should have been put in place many years ago, because that would have meant Turkana pastoralists going into Uganda, because rarely you find the Uganda pastoralists coming to Kenya. But it's always, most of the time, is the Turkana going into the other area. And part of that, I would welcome conversations to do with transboundary components, and especially transboundary water, because there is aspect of water coming in from Uganda.
That is where I wanted you to come, because you are providing a technical,
So now in the national government, Ministry of Water and Irrigation, there is a department. There is a specific department that is run. It's called the Transboundary Water Department. And basically the role of the transboundary water sector at the ministry is to look into that kind of conversation. So if we have a water resource coming in from Uganda, that's a conversation. Lake Turkana is a transboundary also, because we're having water coming in from Ethiopia. So there are those conversations that are always on sharing of our resources together, and ensuring that the communities are not affected by stopping. Like now the conversations we've been hearing about Takwel, Pokot saying it's their resource and issues like that. That's a conflict that needs to be handled at some point. It's political, but it requires
as experts in situations like those, do you make a decision? Do you advise even the client on which way to handle it? Or
we are not, I may not be a conflict expert, but my always advice to anyone, like when I was handling the Pokot conversation, it just engage me, engage and ensure everyone is well aware of the law, be quite conversant with the laws that govern such resources. And then the other aspect is, if it's a political conversation, bring in political experts to handle it politically. If it's technical, but most of the time it's never technical. It's always
political related,
politically instigated. Yeah, it's never technical. Yeah, and if it's technical, let's say incorporate the community's perspectives into the designs. Because once you have the communities accepting the design, if you're designing, let's say, an irrigation system, like now what KVDA is doing through the Ministry of East African Cooperation, the discussions where they're talking about irrigating Lower Takwel, don't focus on one community. If the Pokots are there, engage with them. Share the projects together and let them work together. But if you focus on one community, definitely there will be a conflict on the other community. So that's the best I can always converse and advise.
Okay, asante sana engineer.
That's okay.
I know we've covered quite a lot.
Yeah.
We've really covered quite a lot. It's about 2 hours of this
Two
discussion.
hours, yeah. I'm
Almost
hungry.
2 hours plus. And already Arsenal.
Are they beaten?
No, they have not been. They have actually gone on a draw.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's a bad.
So that was just by the way. I have a comment here from Stanley Lotter. Good discussion. Water quality within Turkana is a subject that is really ignored. Thanks, Manu, for hosting EKWAM to shed light on the subject matter. And we have EKUWOM Ekai, who is also watching. We have Kamari Mana Daktari, who is also watching. We have Lolepo Weekly, Dr. Lolepo Weekly. Anasema fantastic discussions. Kudos to engineer. And then we also have Stanley again on that comment, and Anasema elements of sustainability is key in whole water infrastructure. It is important to emphasize that all water users should pay for water they use. This is important for sustainability, and of course with good management in place. And we have Zawadi, of course I mentioned about her. We have engineer Nalipan, anasema very technical guy on water resource. Asante sana. And finally again we have Agnes Akiru watching. And then we have this long one from Stanley. Anasema EKWAM is part of our development resolution in Suguta Valley. There is no doubt about his expertise on water resource. He is a true champion of water revolution in our region. I am glad to work with him again this year to settle a water quality issue alongside government specialists in eastern part of Turkana. Kudos engineer. Let's spread knowledge about water resource, and thanks IOC TV for giving such discussions a priority. What do you have to say about those comments?
Thanks a lot, Stanley. Thanks, Nalipan, Lolepo, and the others who are actually on this show. Aspects to do with sustainability is a key conversation for rural water projects. And as I mentioned earlier, the aspect of water insurance and willingness to pay. Those two key things. And the willingness to pay builds on the conversation on the water insurance. Our members of our communities need to be sensitized, and if it's mandatory, I would say it's the way to go. Our communities must pay for water. There is no free, there's nothing for free. Even our goats at home, we buy them. The food we eat, we buy them, and we pay for it. If water is truly life, let's have an economic sense out of it. Because if you don't pay for water, it means if it fails, and I cited a number of communities that I've worked with, and the ones who are not paying for water, they're really suffering now because their systems have failed, and there is no resource at hand. And with the current global aspects on funding, we all know what's happening in Turkana now with the NGOs that were depending on America. So what that translates means we will not be having resources for our water systems. So we need to take care of our water supplies. The county government needs to empower the water users associations to ensure that a component of the water users association is working, and their capacity built properly, and resources for maintenance channeled to those water users associations. Diocese of Lodwar, with the best they are doing, they should continue doing that. They should actually even expand their scheme and ensure that they are reaching out to as many as possible of our water resources users, because once that is done, our communities will no longer have issues to do with walking long distances to water sources. the risks of our girls not going to school because they have to support their parents to go to fetch water will be limited, and we'll have more girls in school, and a girl educated is a society resource. Yeah. So I advocate for such. So water insurance, paying for water is the way to go for sustainability of our community projects.
Okay. Yeah, and that one goes to the government and of course the companies that were mandated to run the management of water in Lodwar, rural, in urban, rural, and of course Kakuma later. And I think this one you responded a while ago, but let me just read for the sake of our viewers.
Okay.
This is Ikatukon Godfrey, and Sema just asked the engineer hydrologist, how can water be made available for all in Turkana, and at what cost? Who is to pay? Asking him why this and that happened after devolution and after ABCD is a political question and needs to be answered by politicians or political scientists, sociologists, etc. That is my suggestion.
Wow. He's already given me a solution to it. I don't have just a simple answer. But because this is a compound, it's about yourselves, our leaders, bringing all key stakeholders on the same table and working together to ensuring access to our communities for this service. I use a slogan called, I say, small doable actions. Let's do that small thing that you're able to do and make sure it's working. And that's why I'm really emphasizing on the water insurance and sustainability.
Okay.
If one project today, if we go to Napeikar and sort the problem today and the communities have access and it's sustainable, we will not be going back to Napeikar tomorrow. We will be moving to Lokipoto. We'll be moving to Nadapal. We'll be going to Loarengak. We'll be sorting Nachukui. And if that network is sustainable, then we will have addressed the county scarcity at once. Okay. So it's all about sustainability. It's all about ensuring these projects are running. No matter how small it is, let's ensure it's fully operational. Let's ensure we have the right technical people to be sorting these issues within our county. County government should focus on technical TVET courses, plumbing, those small things. Plumbers, we need more plumbers, we need more welders, we need more electricians to sort these boreholes. We need solar technicians because we are blessed with solar and we are talking about solar pumps. Let's have more solar technicians who can be able to move around and they should I don't know how I should put it. They should be quite patriotic about their county. They need to
passionate about
they need to work at home. Don't let the county provide that landing opportunity for these young graduates so that they are posted to these specific areas and they are paid and they are facilitated properly. And we will have a sustainable water supply system for Turkana and we'll not be having aspects where we can't access water because our wells have gone dry. Yeah.
I've been saying we are coming to the last one, but
and we are not ending.
These things keep on coming. Now, maybe this one will be my last one. About there was a suggestion by an individual. Now to your response on water insurance and also advocating for people to pay for water. A suggestion was made by an individual that what if the county government introduces the token thing, like for the Kenya Power something, whenever your token is over, you are disconnected from the supply.
Yeah.
So I don't know how viable is that idea, but again, I want you to give your honest opinion.
Good idea.
Yes.
The token conversation is welcomed. The most important subject to talk about here is willingness to pay. It doesn't matter how you pay for it, but are you willing to pay for water? And I can cite an example in a place in Isiolo. I did a project there a while ago. There's a community who, they are quite remote, and they came up with the idea they are willing to pay, but they were not willing to pay by cash because they don't have access to cash.
Okay.
The token issue required network, and there was no GSM, Safaricom or Airtel band within the community. But they were willing to pay for water. So they came up with a, let me use the word policy, where each household in the village contributed 1 goat every month for water access. So, and once the goats were collected by the Water Users Association, they would take it to the market, sell it, and bank the money in the community's account. That is another way. It is all about willingness to pay for that service. And I can confess now it's about 15 years since I did that project. It's never failed.
People are still...
They still access water. They still do the goods. Now they have network. With their project was more upgraded to the token. So they are now paying cash. They buy tokens, and you use the token to access water. It's called the water ATM. Now in their water kiosks, there is a water ATM.
Okay.
In the livestock drinking component, there is an ATM for livestock. Okay. So you just go with your ATM to the livestock trough, you put in your token, it's properly programmed.
There's a biometric system.
Yeah, it's a system you just put in the ATM, and it opens the valves, water fills in the trough, it gives you an amount that you have paid for, and your goats drink, they leave, then the next party comes in, and so it's working. And these are, it's working elsewhere, it can work in Turkana.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sawa, asante sana engineer.
Thank you.
Now this is to you. If you have anything to conclude our conversation with, or maybe your parting shot as we close on this conversation.
So thanks very much. Thanks for hosting me.
Yeah.
That's it's not an opportunity that comes in easy. I would look at Turkana as an opportunity and as a great potential on water resources. All that we require is to come up together as professionals, as technical individuals, as political class, as private sector, and work together to ensuring that our communities in Turkana have access to water. Let's embrace the willingness to pay. I emphasize on that. And let's build on this water insurance component with the Diocese of Lodwar and improve on it to ensure it provides sustainability within our county.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Asante sana engineer, thanks for your time. And I know when we were planning for this interview, we were not even sure about we were not even sure about how this will happen. But I'm lucky that you created your time to appear on our screens, and that is an opportunity that we wish to thank you for giving us. This is IOC TV, and I'm sure you've interacted with it severally.
Yeah, sure.
You've always been our great supporter.
Yeah, sure.
And we really appreciate you for that. And for all that we've shared, I know it is that knowledge that everyone in Turkana and beyond has always wanted to know, especially on water accessibility. You've talked about people embracing the aspect of paying water and appreciating the service they receive is one thing that is very key to our discussion today. And to all our viewers, wherever you are, it has been a very good one with you and with our guest here. We appreciate you for your time. We've actually eaten much of the time, but the conversation was worth the time that we have shared. Otherwise, until again next time, when we will be having another discussion, of course, on a different topics or even continuity on the same. Otherwise, we appreciate you for your time. Asante sana for having Ayok TV as your ultimate online channel in Turkana and beyond. Asanteni. I've been your host, EMMANUEL, and on behalf of the technical team behind the camera, our camera person and our engineer, there, Mr. Brian, we say thank you and do have a lovely evening.
Thank you.
Sana.